just had a nice little chat with an unexpected visitor. Somebody flew by, and so that's been nice. And I forgot to ask them if they wanted to go on my YouTube channel. And I know I've said this before, but when I go into people's houses, because that's what I do for a living, I knock on doors and go in houses, get surveys, collect data. When I go into someone's house, within 5-10 minutes, their dog will be asleep, okay? And their cat will usually be sitting on me somewhere or sitting on the keyboard. Now, I don't know if it's something about me and the way that I am, or if it's about my tone of voice. It's got some hypnotic effect on animals. So I don't know if you've got to be in the room with me for it to work. So I'm just going to do a little test, okay? So for you dog owners out there, if you want your dog to calm down or be asleep, you just sit in front of my voice, okay? That's what happens in real life. Is it anything to do with me, or is it just my tone of voice that sends dogs to sleep? I'm just testing it. Now, what I do when I'm working is I ask questions of people. So I literally talk through a list of questions. These are things you have in your house. Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have landline? Do you have mobile phones? So the pattern of my voice maybe is the asking questions that sends dogs to sleep. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone, and I'm going to ask the questions on the 1990s Trivial Pursuit, because my latest thing is quizzing still. I'm still quizzing, and that's killing two birds with one stone, isn't it? So I'm just going to do a little chat of these questions. Now, it usually takes about 10 minutes to send a dog to sleep, so I'm literally going to try and chat through these for as long as I can. Now, I'm just going to pretend that I'm talking to your dog, okay? There's a good doggy. This is the sort of thing that I say to dogs that makes them fall asleep. There's a good boy. Thank you ever so much. I feel really stupid saying these words. It's so silly, isn't it? Oh, I might do a separate video just for the dogs, right, with a view that you all are aware that I'm talking to the dog, okay? So here's the questioning. So bring the dog over to the sound, get the dog, grab the dog. Which former Labour leader became Vice President of the European Commission with special responsibility for administrative reform? And that's Neil Kinnock. Whose unmade bed in the Tate was the scene of a pillow fight for protesting Chinese art lovers? Tracy Emin. Which media magnate's News Corp group did The Economist claim had made $1.38 billion in 11 years but paid no corporation tax? Rupert Murdoch. Who featured in the Fab Five sticker collection? Spice Girls. Who hit the chart with Maria, their sixth #1, 18 years after their fifth? Blondie. And who became engaged to Lucy Hill shortly after Wimbledon 1999? Tim Henman. What did a World Health Organization report say killed 2.3 million people in 1998? Whose funeral was attended by his 16-month-old daughter, Heavenly Hirani Tiger Lily? What agreement allowed 4 convicted IOA killers to serve only 16 months of their sentence? What humble ancient plaything made comebacks in the 50s, 70s and was one of 1998's top-selling toys? Which Bond theme was sampled in Robbie Williams' Millennium? Whose 2.0 defeat of Poland meant that England just squeezed into the 2000 European finals? And the answers to those questions are AIDS, that's the World Health Organization, say killed most people in 1998, killed 2.3 million people in 1998. And Michael Hutchins' funeral, Good Friday Agreement, the yo-yo, and the Bond theme was You Only Live Twice, and the 2.2-0 defeat of Poland meant that England just squeezed into the 2000 European finals. Sweden. I'm not sure it works completely when I'm reading the questions and then the answers later, but for a dog that's listening, it doesn't matter. What new tourist destination did a 1999 conference in Bremen here might soon be available? Space. Tourist destination, 1999, space. Who made headlines by marrying his stepdaughter? That would be Woody Allen. Who had Carla Germain and Greg Cordell been introduced prior to their marriage, which lasted all of 11 weeks? How had they been introduced? In a radio competition. What car model was promoted by Lenny Kravitz singing Fly Away? Peugeot 306. who had a hit with Touch Me in the Morning and was arrested when a Heathrow security guard allegedly did just that. Diana Ross. Who signed Chris Sutton from Blackburn for 10 million? Chelsea. Where had Germany's parliament met prior to moving back to Berlin? Bonn. What was the Star Trek role of DeForest Kelley, who died at the age of 79? Dr. McCoy. Which Leonardo painting was put back on display to the public after 20 years of conservation work? The Last Supper. 20 years? Conservation work? What are they doing? Repainting it? Which supermarket chain was bought by American giant Walmart? That'd be Asda. Who sang the Lord's Prayer to the tune of Auld Lang Syne? Cliff Richard. Which British stadium staged the opening ceremony of the 1999 Rugby World Cup? Cardiff Millennium Stadium. I'm going to see if I can actually answer any of these before giving you the real answer. Who said he wouldn't be claiming his recommended £41,000 pay rise? Tony Blair. How many portions of fruit and veg a day did the Department of Health recommend? I'd say 5, and I'll be right. What was the name of the bank launched by Richard Branson? Virgin Money? Virgin One. Which band's Smack My Bitch Up caused consternation with the PC Brigade? That would be The Prodigy. What is the appropriate sounding surname of Tony, who rode the 1997 Grand National winner? Dobbin. Tony Dobbin. Who invested 150 million in Apple computers? Bill Gates. Which restaurateur referred to the 10 million he was ordered to pay in a divorce settlement as unbelievable? Sir Terence Conran. What put Southall on the front pages? A train crash. Which British designer's 97 collection was described as the best Dior collection since the 1940s New Look? John Galliano. What was the only Oscar won by Independence Day? Best visual effects. What resulted in the 97 Scottish World Cup qualifier against Belarus being delayed from a Saturday to a Sunday? Princess Diana's funeral. Who was succeeded by Thabo Mbeki? Nelson Mandela. Who accepted a reported £100,000 per annum fee to write 650 words a week for the New York Times? That would be Her Royal Highness Fergie of York. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes now of me talking, hopefully in the same tone of voice. How's your dog? Is he asleep? Is he lying there dreaming? Let me know, because if this works for dogs, then I might carry on doing some dog hypnosis recordings. Thanks for listening.